All right, on this scenario, when you get to the single and you're trying to work around the corner and you can't, your training partner has the overhook, he's sprawled, they begin stuffing your head. As long as I have those things, I got the high shin, I've got my shoulder on the hip, I've got my head up so that when he stuffs it, we take our reshot, we'll be able to come up and lift him up and have basically essentially like a low single style lift, and it's going to give us a lot of life. This is something that we should really have. If we're going to wrestle, we should really have this technique in our arsenal, because it's a good one. So again, I'm able to get to the leg. That's always the given in this one, and I'm up, and he sprawls. I catch, yeah. Now this one, yeah, his hand is on the top of my head, so I know I'm not going to hit that cutback, and I also understand that when I start re-shooting, I'm not able to get this leg lifted well enough to hit that first double leg. So he's beginning to stuff my head. Here's what we need to do. As he starts squaring his hips up, stuffing my head, I take a reshot, and I take my head from the outside into the inside. As he squared his hips up, now I'm going to pull him backwards. And we're going to have him up off the ground. Now, when we pull him backwards, it's very important that I push myself into my hip. Now, on this one, I've shot down to my hip because I'm lower. So as I pull Lance on, I want to pull him onto me using this hand to push. And I've gotten on my hips, but that is not where we want to stay. Now I'm going to move into a position where I hide my right foot. So we're going to move up onto our knees and hide my right foot. Once we've hidden our right foot, the game is on. And here's what I want us to think about. I want to push this hand up, but I want my right arm to go straight across the mat. This is going to make sure I finish him over here. What I don't want to do, I want you to avoid this. Pulling down and pushing up. This is what seems like where he's going. It seems like that's the movement that I'm using, but I'm really not. We're pushing this one up as this one goes straight across the mat. Because what happens is when I go straight across the mat, it wipes his body, my head wipes his body off of me, and he falls in a favorable position for us. So that you can leg drag, you can attack legs, you can go cross-side, whatever it might be. But this one goes up, this one goes straight across, and that spins him. If I pull down and push up, they oftentimes fall right beside you, and that's when someone can get on your hip and begin really giving you some tough scrambles. So when we get there, we finish very quickly so they spin here and can't get funk rolls, hopefully not going to be hugging your body, etc., etc. Again, a very basic low single finish, but if we do this well, we're going to be really good. Now, one thing I need to do when you guys are pushing back, here's what I want. When I have this position, I don't want to think about lifting Lance up. I want to think about sitting back into my hips. So I'm going to use this hand to sit back into my hip, and then I'm going to get up and hide my feet. We're hiding our feet because I don't want him to get a hold of my ankles. If he gets a hold of my ankles, he can start thinking about getting behind me, kicking his legs off behind me, kicking out. So if we hide our feet, it makes these counters much more difficult in nature. So again, here we go. I was able to get to the single. And then he sprawls. Yeah, now he's begun stuffing my head. So I'm going to take my reshot. Because my head is low, I need to go to my hip. When I take my reshot and go to my hip, I'm going to stuff my head under the legs. I'm going to push back onto my hip. Not trying to lift Lance up. That happens all by itself. Now I'm going to get up and hide my feet. I'm going to tap and pull. And you see he's going to fall out here in front of me and not right beside me. So that I can continue to come into leg drags, low side position, or if you wished, and it was allowed, you could dive in on a leg if that's what you choose to do. But that low single finish is one that we're going to need when we start to get our head stuffed. That's the appropriate response for him. He's going to get his overhook. He's going to sprawl. He's going to stuff my head. If I wait any longer, I'm going to lose control of the leg. So we need to lift quickly, efficiently, and finish in the correct manner. Okay, we're on a single leg, and here's the response. Really, he's gonna hug my arm. He's going guillotine hunting. So what's gonna protect us really, besides this dump, is that high shin grip. Remember, on single legs, I am a huge proponent of the backhand getting to the high shin, and it's gonna really set us up for success from the ground all the way up to the feet. And if we do that well, then we're gonna have this dump available. And really, it's a difference of feel for Lance. And because if I don't have his knee and the guillotine locks on, they can sit to their hip and the leg comes over my back. What saves us from his leg getting over my back is the fact that we have that high shin. So again, so important that we get that high shin grip off of a sprawl. If I don't get that high shin grip, we'll see later that we're gonna elect to go to different situations entirely, because that leg can go flying over my back. So we get the single again. Same scenario. I'm able to get up. I'm able to get the single. I'm able to start getting up. He sprawls. And yeah, he goes for guillotine. He starts to get look for guillotine. I hit my reshot, but I've got my neck all wrapped up now. So now we're just going to hit a dump. So I'm going to hold Lance's elbow and pull it in. And then I'm going to look. It looks like a fireman's carry, but it's an outside leg position. I'm going to go driving and put my head on the mat. And then look how I come up off of my hip. That makes sure that my head goes on the floor. And so, because now once my head is on the mat, this should look very familiar. It's the same position that we did on the first move. But this right here momentarily stops Lance from throwing that leg over my back. And that's so important because it lets us get to these positions where we can jump over his legs and avoid any type of guillotine whatsoever. Whether we take our arm out like this, whether he faces us and we have the near side underhook, which is much more common in nature, you're going to be over the legs and totally fine. Even if he still is able to hold your head, remember, my legs get to the opposite side of my neck, we're safe from guillotines. It's not where he wants me to be in a guillotine. We're able to start passing and creating passing scenarios and freeing our head. So again, same position, except now Lance feels like he wants to go after that guillotine. Very common, super common situation. And again, what's gonna save us is the fact that we have this high shin. So I'm able to get the elbow. We're not gonna finish here. I do want you to start to feel like I wanna drive up, because that's when everything for me connects in. And as my head goes to the mat, I'm able to step over the legs or jump over the legs and get this scenario. And then you can see, even if Lance hangs on, remember, as I rotate to this side, I'm free. My legs are opposite side of my head. I'm able to then free my head, get low side position, and start moving up. This is an excellent situation to be in, from feet to floor both. That single leg dump. It's exceptionally strong. Essentially, it's a fireman's carry, but with the outside leg. I just call it a single leg dump, but it's a very, very powerful position. The one thing that I want you to focus on, though, is when we reshoot, coming up, if you're on your hip, making sure that there's a drive forward and up off your hip, and it locks everything in for you, and you're gonna feel very strong to just pull the elbow, pull the leg off to the side, and make sure that we're over the legs rather easily and in a timely manner. Take a look one more time. So again, I want to make sure that it all comes off that grab, the level change, the reshot, and then pull, extend, and then bring myself up off the hip. That's what clicks everything in. You can see my head is up, and then my forehead goes to the mat. Now I can step or jump over the legs, and now we're in a very, very, very advantageous position there from all